Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do the very beautiful and traditional Bavarian crochet stitch. If you love all things crochet and are passionate about the craft, you have definitely come to the right place. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my future crochet videos. So Bavarian stitch crochet can be a little bit intimidating at first and is definitely what I would class as an intermediate stitch pattern. However, if you are comfortable with cluster stitches, lots of loops on your hook, and you understand the concept of how to build a square with the corners and sides, you're good to go and it is easier than you think. All right, let's leap straight on in to how you do the absolutely stunning Bavarian crochet. A note before we start, I recommend for Bavarian crochet that you go up 0.5 millimeter or maybe even a full millimeter in your hook size than your yarn recommends. So I'm using double knit yarn here, which tells me to use a 4 millimeter crochet hook. However, I've found going up slightly to a 4.5 mil just makes things a little bit better and it's less stiff and you have nicer drape to your projects. So just bear that in mind when choosing your yarn. To begin, we're going to start with a magic circle. Chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then go ahead and pop a single crochet into that magic ring. Then chain 5. Now we're going to be doing a lot of treble together stitches. Now that's quite a mouthful to say, so I'm going to go ahead and call them clusters for the sake of this tutorial. So we're going to be doing a treble crochet, which is American terms treble, so you yarn over twice before starting the stitch. So yarn over twice before you go into the magic ring. Now to start, we need a cluster of 4 treble crochet stitches. And how we do that is you begin the stitch and then stop before that very last yarn over. So you have a half completed stitch hanging from your hook. We need 4 of those. Again, stop each stitch before the final yarn over and then begin another. That's 3. That's 4. Then once you have your half completed treble stitches hanging from your hook and all these loops, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook. So that's our first cluster of 4 treble stitches. Technically, treble crochet 4 together. Chain 5. Single crochet back into the ring. We need 3 more of these clusters of 4. So chain 5. And pop another cluster of 4 trebles into the magic ring. Once you have your 4 stitches, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook, then chain 5 and single crochet back into the ring. Repeat that twice more. to end, slip stitch after your chain 5 to that single crochet that you started with. Then you can go ahead and close the magic ring at the back. So you should have 4 sets of 4 treble clusters in this first round with single crochet and chain 5 in between. For the second round, chain 1 and single crochet into the top of that single crochet that you just joined to. Now we're going to be working into this tiny little chain loop up here where you draw your clusters together. So in here, if you pull your work apart, let me see if I can show you. Just in the top there, you can just see it in there. That's where we're going to work all our stitches. So not into the top of the cluster, but into this tiny little chain space just to the left. So here, here. These little chain spaces are tricky to find on this second round, but after this, you'll get used to spotting them really easily. So we're going to be working all the stitches into there. And into there, we are immediately going to leap into doing treble crochet stitches. So into this little chain space, place 4 treble stitches. Your first one will stretch a little bit. Don't worry about that. So I'm putting my hook right in to that chain space there. So you can see how that first stitch stretches. Don't worry. So that's 1. I need 3 more into that same chain space. Chain 1 and place 4 more trebles into that exact same space. You can see that hole is becoming more noticeable now. Chain 1 and 4 more trebles again into that same space. This is forming the corner. So your corners are formed with 12 treble crochet in total, with a chain 1 space separating the little groups of 4. Single crochet into the single crochet of the row below. Might be quite difficult to see. Don't be afraid to pull apart your work. Just pop a single crochet into the top. And we're going to repeat this same corner on top of the next 3 clusters. So working into that little chain space, 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet. So 12 in total, and divide them up into sets of 4 with a chain 1. So just work straight into this chain space here. That's my first 4, chain 1, 4 more. To my next 4, chain 1 and 4 more. Single crochet into the single crochet from the row below. So repeat this twice more. We'll have a single crochet securing it in this section, and then at this very last stage we will join it with a slip stitch. So I'm just finishing up my very last corner here, and slip stitch to your single crochet to end the round. Then chain 1, cut your yarn, leaving a decent tail to weave in, pull that up and pull it tight. Now everything will be a little bit crunched up for these first round or so. Don't worry, just flatten it out. And Bavarian crochet is very much a trust the process type pattern. So you should have at the end of round 2, 4 corners, which are formed with 4 treble, chain 1, 4 treble, chain 1, 4 treble, secured down by single crochet in between. It's traditional to change colour every 2 rounds with Bavarian crochet. So grab your next colour. I'm picking a contrasting ugly colour so you can see what I'm doing nice and clearly. So we're going to join your new colour of round 3 to the first chain 1 space of any of your corners. So skip these first 4 trebles and join your yarn to the first chain 1 space here. You can join your yarn however you want, with a slip knot on your hook, just pull it through, whatever works for you. Then go ahead and chain 1 and pop a single crochet into that same chain space. So you're ready to begin round 3. Now round 3 is where we start introducing corners and sides. So this is where knowing how a granny square works up will be massively in your favour. Each set of these sort of beautiful rounded sections is built over 2 rows, just like these first 2. So chain 5. And we're going back to doing lots of trebles together. And we're also going to be doing them as back post stitches. So we need to do a 4 treble cluster, just like we did in row 1, over the next 4 stitches, but working around the back post. That's what gives the beautiful ridge to this pattern. So yarn over twice and go around the post of this very first treble here, right at the top next to where you joined your yarn. So just pop your hook, pushing that post back, bring the yarn through, and then stop. Move over to the next, let me move this yarn out of the way. Move over to the next treble crochet in the row below, back post, and repeat this on the next 2 stitches. So we're forming the 4 treble cluster and it's back post stitches. Once you have your 4 half finished stitches, just as before, yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook, chain 5, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. So we're forming corners just as you would on a granny square. Now we have our first side to tackle. Now you'll spot a side because it's a downward V like this in between your circles from the row below. So we're going to treat it in the same fashion as we did the corner, only this time instead of going around 4 stitches and bringing them together, we're going to go around 8. So we're going to have a lot of loops on our hook. Chain 5. And for the sides, it is going to be a treble crochet 8 together or an 8 treble cluster. So yarn over twice, and we're going to work around the remaining 4 trebles from this corner and then the first 4 trebles on the next corner. So work down here and up here, going back post around the next 8 stitches. Remember to leave those trebles unworked right for that very last step. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip this single crochet and move straight over to the next 4 trebles. Now you might want to pop your chains, push them down a little bit so you can clearly see the treble stitch, because these are your chain 5s from the row below. So push them down a little and clock this stitch here, slightly stretched one. So clock your target, and number 5 goes around this one here. It's definitely worth keeping your finger on the loops that are on your hook because they will want to slide off given half a chance. That's my 5th half completed stitch. 3 more to go. 6, 7, and 8. So once you have your 8 half finished trebles hanging from your hook, filling in this V section, yarn over and pull through all those loops on your hook. Chain 5 and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. So your corners have a cluster of 4 trebles and the side has a cluster of 8, always done around the back post. So we're back to a corner now, so it is just 4, so chain 5 and do your cluster of 4 around the next 4 treble crochet. Chain 5 and secure it with a single crochet into the next chain 1 space. So your corners will always be single crochet, chain 5, 4 cluster, chain 5 single crochet, and your sides will always be chain 5, 8 cluster, chain 5 single crochet. So repeat this, filling in the sides, corner, side, corner, and I'll meet you over here for the final side. So I'm just finishing up my final side section. To end this round, you're going to chain 5 and slip stitch to the single crochet that you made right in the beginning of this round. Feel free to give everything a little tug and pull it all out because of course those back post stitches always scrunch things down. So for the first round of every new colour, your corners are formed with 4 treble clusters and your sides are formed with 8. Those are the magic numbers you need to remember. Everything is a multiple of 4 in Bavarian crochet. So we're going to go ahead and chain 1 and single crochet into the top of that single crochet. Now this row is where we round off the corners and we'll also be rounding off the sides. You're going to be working into this chain space to the side of your clusters. You can see it more easily on the side one, just here. And into the top corners, just as we did before, we're going to have 12 treble crochet in groups of 4 separated by a chain 1. So 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, chain 1, 4 treble crochet, all into your corner chain space. Just working straight from here, straight into that tiny little gap. My first 4, chain 1, 4 more, chain 1 and 4 more to make 12 in total. Rounding off your corners is always going to be exactly the same for all subsequent rows. Once you have your 12 stitches with your chain 1 spaces, single crochet into that single crochet right next to you. Now the sides are slightly different to the corners. So where the corners have 4, 4, 4 to make 12, separated by a chain 1 space, the sides only need 8. So for your side stitches, work into that gap, 4 treble crochet, chain 1, and 4 more treble crochet into the side. So the sides only need 8. Then secure it with a single crochet into the next single crochet from the row below. Corners 4, 4, 4 for a total of 12. Sides 4, 4 for a total of 8. Always pop that chain 1 in between your sets of 4. So continue this all the way around into your corner 12 and into your side 8. 12, 8, 12, 8. Secure them down with single crochets in between and break up your sets of 4 with a chain 1. Once you finish your final side set, join with a slip stitch to that very first single crochet of the row, chain 1, snip your yarn, leaving a tail to weave in, pull it up, pull it tight. So it is a 2-row repeat. You start your rows with these clusters, filling in the sides and the corners, and then the second row is curving them out. Always change colour after 2 rows, and you join your new colour to the very first chain 1 space of a corner cluster. You join it in here, chain 1 and single crochet. Then you know every time you start with your new color row, you are on the corner and it is chain 5 and back post 4 treble cluster because it is the corner. It's always just 4 on the corner. Draw it together, chain 5 and secure with a single crochet into the next chain space. All your corners for the first round of the pattern repeat are done the same way. Then If you know anything about granny squares, you know it grows by one extra side each time. So we're going to do the 8 cluster to fill in the V's. So wherever there is a V, an 8 cluster. So chain 5. Just like we did here, a cluster of 8 treble crochet back post. Chain 5 and secure in the next chain 1 space. And then you have one more side to fill in, exactly the same way. Then once all your side sections are filled in, you're straight back to a corner again. And the corner is a cluster of 4. Four on the corners, 8 filling in the sides. At the end of each round, when you finish your last side cluster, you'll chain 5 and slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. This is always how you do the first repeat of the new colour. 4 in the corners, 8 on the sides. Then for the second round, it's the rounding off round. So chain 1 and place a single crochet into that exact same stitch. And then this is where we form these rounded corners. So you've got your sets of 12 trebles with the chain 1 in between 4 of them on the corners. And then on the sides, you have your little sets of 8 to mirror the 8 below. Remember, you always separate these trebles when you've done 4 of them with a chain 1. So when I say 12, that's 4, chain 1, 4, chain 1, 4. Secure it down with a single crochet. And then on the sides where they have 8, that's 4 treble, chain 1, 4 treble. Always secure them down with a single crochet. Repeat this all the way round and for every subsequent second colour change row. You'll always end this second row with a slip stitch to that very first single crochet of the row, chain 1, leave a length to weave in, and then join the new colour to the first chain space of your corner. In not very much time at all, because those trebles grow very quickly, you will have a beautiful blanket, or potentially what I'm thinking for this one is cushion cover. But as you can see, it grows by 1 extra side per round. The back is beautifully flat and textured, and I am just obsessed with this stitch. If you've got a lot of yarn to use up, what a beautiful way to make a scrap blanket. So I hope this tutorial helped you learn the somewhat intimidating, but actually quite easy when you get going, Bavarian crochet stitch. So until next time, happy crocheting. Bye.